Director of Operations at the presidency.
Hey, it's a big job at it.
Well, I think that my trouble is that I've served the party and happen to have been privileged to have led, operations on behalf of the General Secretary and leadership of the party. I think that I am open to the grassroots, the base of the party at all levels. So you have branch executives calling me, you have constituency executives who are a constituency within which the framework, the main framework within which we work. You have ward executives call, you have party members. So my numbers are everywhere. And I haven't changed my numbers. So my calls start at 4 a.m. and sometimes they end at 1 a.m.
Really?
Yes, and I had to virtually reach out to everyone because we've won elections. You were sent to the people. You are the messenger through who the people will make their demands.
Right.
If you can't reach the president, you can't reach the national chairman.
They can reach Mustafa Gbande.
They can reach Mustafa Gbande, and you happen to relate with the task forces of our party.
Right.
And so you have to deal with all of these people at a point where elections have been won. And people believe that they must be positioned. And so you have to explain and keep explaining to them that, look, the president would appoint ministers.
Right.
And he did so. He started doing so. He would appoint deputy ministers.
Right.
He would appoint CUs. He would set up boards. And then those entities will create jobs. And space will be created for party people to be employed. And frankly speaking, His Excellency the President have done something that have never happened in this country.
Tell me about it.
For a government to believe that I must reward the party that brought me. Okay? So myself, this is the first time a national executive is actually appointed into
the Jubilee House.
The Jubilee House. And I guess the president did so with a deep reflection of wisdom, so that at least there's somebody who can relate with the party. It doesn't mean the party is separated from the presidency, but somebody must be able to coordinate with the party alongside with government. Because most of the government that have lost elections, if you look at President Mahama 2016, 2015, even if you look at President Akufo-Addo, 2016 to 2024, one of the things that affected the government is the link between the party base and the government. And so President Mahama, again, if you look at my brother Sami Jemfi, it's the first time, party executives, senior executives are appointed into government structure.
Right.
If you look at my brother Pablo, he's a minister of state today.
Right.
Even though
youth and
previously, my boss, General Secretary Fifi Kote, where he was appointed as a deputy finance minister at the time. But this time, there's a huge consolidation between party and the government. If you look at my brother Bridget Jemfi, in fact, if you look at Dr. Omani Buama, even though is one of the few people closer to President Mahama, but he's worked with the party. He's a party executive.
Right.
And if you look at Rashid Tang's computer, a host of them. If you look at Dr. Louisa Hanabisu, if you look at her deputy, who is at Maslock today, quite a lot of people within the party structure. And then if you
is as a MIF.
Yes, if you go to the regions, this is the first time almost all regional secretaries became
regional ministers.
So what it means is that there's a close relationship between the party,
a symbiotic relationship, you say,
between the party and government. So it makes engagement easy. It makes understanding of government policy in terms of even the party base very easy. And for me, that is what I'm happy about.
The Deputy Director of Operations, is your job buga buga?
Am I not buga buga?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
The job is not buga buga, but you must foresee that the presidency must be run.
Right.
Must be running, and people must work and get systems working. And if you ask, when I served the party, what we did, by virtue of the fact that my boss gave me an opportunity, is to position the party where system structures function. And so we must not run systems where people overshadow the systems, but you must see the systems run. For me, that's how I run my affairs. I always want to see systems running. If there are structures, the structures must be seen running. Because we're dealing with people, and you must safeguard the systems from people. It requires that you are a bit tough. It requires that you are a bit straightforward. It requires that you are a bit tough-headed to be able to do these kind of things, because you have friends who like to break the system. You have, acquaintances who like to overshadow the systems. You have individuals who feel important, relevant by virtue of who they are above system. You must get the system to run. And for me, I think that every system that runs on government, runs on political organizations, even entities, must be strong and must be feared. And so if the principle is that don't wear slippers, you don't wear slippers.
That's right.
So discipline and order must be seen to be part of, to encompass the systems that we run. Maybe that is one of the areas that I'll bring to bear as far as my job is concerned.
The MPP yesterday responded to President Mahama's State of the Nation address.
Yeah.
You heard it?
I heard it.
What do you have to say about it? They said the things that the president said is not
I was a bit surprised, and I think that when the only category of people who don't add to growth and development are people who are naturally critics. You analyze the situation, but you don't criticize everything. If you allow your posture to be one that criticizes everything, it means you are a fool. It means you don't even see when something is right. Now, President Mahama became president barely 55 days ago.
Right.
8 years ago, we had MPP and President Akufo-Addo in government. Within 55 days, President Mahama has two options. Because the nation believed that, the people of the country believed that our country was mismanaged.
Okay.
Two, we believe that some fraudulency occurred in terms of managing national resources. We also believe that there was some level of mishandling of our coffers. That is what is reflected in the results of the 2024 December elections.
But they say that's not correct.
They're lying. It's correct, they know it, and I'll come to it. Having said so, so you have a president who have inherited a nation with hungry people. Because they were crippled, they were hard-pressed, they were punished for 8 years. So Ghanaians were in the wilderness for 8 years under a wicked class of people who only smile at money. Virtue didn't matter to everyone that was in the MPP government. They only smile when they see money. When nobody is looking at them, they steal it. That is what excited President Akufo-Addo and his appointees.
That's a wild allegation.
No, that was not a wild allegation. Look, they stole and stole and stole and stole, and even stole from the people they are not supposed to steal from. Nobody touches pensioners. People who have served this country, and they are in their old age. You don't take their money. They did that. Okay? So, these are the kind of people who Ghanaians think that must be brought to book. So one of the expectations on President Mahama's regime is to jail some people. It's a national call. It's to see to it that some ministers within President Akufo-Addo's government is brought to book.
But if they have not done anything, why do you want to jail
including
them?
President Akufo-Addo himself.
But if you have not done anything, why do you want to jail them?
Was it not evident that few group of people sat down and wrote a treasonable document that we call Ajapade. Do you think that will let that go?
The government, in fact, Ochihini says it's fake.
No, Ochihini is part and parcel of that. He's a beneficiary of same.
It's fake.
No. What can you say that?
Mustafa.
So we will then investigate the nitty-gritties and the contents of that document, whether or not it really manifested in governance. So that will be done. We also believe that President Akufo-Addo overwhelmingly involved his family in governance, which allowed persons like Ken Ofori-Atta to steal from the nation, including, boyfriends of daughters of President Akufo-Addo, defrauded this country.
Well, I don't understand.
Go to a national ambulance, maintenance of their vehicles. The Nigerians who partnered with President Akufo-Addo's daughters to
but the special prosecutor is investigating. He has not finished.
I'm telling you.
How do you conclude that they have stolen money?
We shouldn't talk because special prosecutor is investigating.
He's investigating. He hasn't
giving you facts. I'm telling you now.
He hasn't finished.
So when we have these facts, these issues.
But the man has not finished. Kisei Jammeh has not finished.
Yeah, but the facts are facts.
Yeah, but you can't conclude that he has stolen money.
This was exposed even when they were in government, not when they went to.
But you can't say that he has stolen money if investigations have not been concluded.
What? That you took money and you've not repaired ambulances. You didn't have capacity to repair ambulances. Should we go
maybe
and
something happened on the road?
Angelic revelations to know that you are a thief and that you've stolen from the state. So when we have these issues, President Mahama then decides that I've inherited a nation containing NDC people, the neutrals, and of course the MPP people, the base. Look, so let's build the fundamentals. Because in the end, when you are going to shop, you are not being asked whether you are NDC or you are MPP. Johnny, you are a Ghanaian.
That's correct.
And that you need to live in your country and you have to be happy. So therefore, it doesn't matter what has happened, but let's take our development from here and redevelop the country. So I'm setting a foundation. They say, you didn't go to praise Akufo-Addo. What is there to praise Akufo-Addo about? No, tell me, what should any Ghanaian praise Akufo-Addo for?
One village, one dam, one
district, one factory. That was a Ponzi. That was a Ponzi scheme.
Which one was
deliberately orchestrated to steal? Agenda 111. Look, President Akufo-Addo went commissioning empty buildings in the name of hospitals, and you have a grown-up individual with beard, Dr. Osei Asare, lying on top of his teeth that these hospitals were completed. But when they are empty, actually empty yesterday.
But you have not given us a list of the ones that are not completed.
Yesterday.
Dr. Nsiansari says that the hospitals have been completed and you are just making because the source of...
the Minister for Health took a talk. By the aid of social media today, you can easily catch who is lying. Expose the MPP. The MPPs claim that some hospitals have been completed. So even in opposition, they still lie. Okay? So they still lie on top of their teeth.
So you are saying that the ones that were commissioned, the hospitals that
they are uncompleted. He is now saying that, government have signed contracts for supply. When you sign a contract for an equipment to be supplied, have you installed that equipment? It doesn't make sense. So these are the people who in opposition don't even reflect.
You say the Agenda 111 is not completed.
Not single one of them is functioning. And I'm telling you, and I'm calling on MPP and their so-called doctor.
Relax.
Let him come and we take a tour to show.
Relax,
look,
my uncle.
You see, it's my uncle too. But you see, when elders in this country, most of indiscipline acts come from the older people. So if you came from a village where by this time, as I'm talking to you, a pregnant woman is dying. A young person is looking for a bed and cannot find. You won't have the effrontery to come and lie on radio or on TV that you have completed hospitals when those hospitals are not functioning. You can't do that. You've built some hospitals. Some are up to 80% completion. Some are up to 70%. Some on just starting. It's okay. President Mahama says that, look, it's a good initiative. It wasn't bad, but except that you gave a time frame within which you finish. You couldn't finish. I will complete those projects because Ghanaians need these hospitals to survive. What is the debate about? What is the politics about? Number two, the truth is that if you go to those hospitals, you see that they have been painted, but wiring have not been done. I'm telling you.
Are you serious?
Yes. You see,
the building has been painted.
We only call here a radio station because you have a system that transmits.
Right.
If you paint and you write 3 FM, it cannot be called a radio station.
Because there's nothing to transmit.
And in the logic of some MPP people, we should take a painted building, commissioned as a hospital. It's insane. You see, they don't even fear God, even in opposition. They can't be truthful.
Can't say that.
They can't be truthful for once.
You can't say that. They believe in God.
These people, they defrauded God.
How did they defraud God?
About some few distance away from you. What is sitting there was a monument that was being created.
What? How did they
based on a personal encounter?
How did they do that?
They did that by commissioning a project, calling it National Cathedral, and using it as a scheme to defraud, to siphon money. And the leader of this cartel is a prophet, unfortunately.
So the matter is under investigation.
No, but we know they have chopped money.
Yeah, but slow down.
But we also do know that even as the project stalled, people were still drawing from national coffers.
When we have not finished the investigations, you have to slow down. When we finish, we can talk about it.
Have we? No, but we can't. We have to talk about it.
Yeah, but you can't talk about it in a conclusive manner.
No, I didn't conclude, but I know that they've stolen money from it. Yeah, they've stolen money from it.
You know when they are not finished the investigations?
They stole money from it. You know, they defrauded the state. The architect's fee is more expensive than whatever construction have taken place. Architect's fee. We all know that. And nothing has happened. So these people don't fear God.
So are you saying that the special prosecutor's investigation...
I won't wait for... Special prosecutor has been there for years. And even when he was appointed today, I haven't seen him jail anybody.
So you don't have trust in him?
I wish that he can up his game, and I personally told him.
But the man held the press conference says he's a lonely bird now.
Well, he's not a lonely bird. Some of us, I'm sitting here. If I steal money, President Mahama should get me arrested. And I'm only saying this because my participation in politics has nothing to do with me personally.
Right.
Because we believe that some people must be vanguards for this nation. Because in any case, this is the country our children has. I'm very much concerned about what happens to my children than what happens to me. I serve my party loyally because I believe that this is the party I want to live as a strong party where my children will grow to become politicians. And so whatever you seek to benefit in future, you must do it well today. So I must ask you, when President Akufo-Addo was looking on when his appointees were stealing, didn't he know that he has grandchildren? Didn't he know that his grandchildren will grow and say that our father was a president, our grandfather was a president, so therefore I deserve some love from the people of Ghana? Yet, he punished and didn't spare even his own party people, his own party members. Today are impoverished because President Akufo-Addo centralized both benefit in government, he centralized corruption, he centralized everything in his government to himself and his friends.
But the man has
including
left.
His nephews and his cousins, and we lived under that government for 8 years.
That was why his party was voted out.
Yes.
Can we move on now?
So you see, here we come, after 50 days, we laid people off because they were wrongly recruited.
But that TUC says you
we
can't
will
do
sack
that.
more. We are yet to sack more.
Mustafa.
No, we will.
TUC say you can't do that.
TUC doesn't run the country. We will sack more. Where were they when these people were misbehaving? Where were they? Where were they in
Mustafa,
2016?
You are going to sack more people.
Including public officials who are sabotaging government policies for political reasons. Look, the fire that is burning all over the place. Look, the MPP knows something about it.
Are you sacking MPP people from office, or you are sacking?
I'm saying that the fire outbreak in Tamale.
No, we'll come to the fire.
Yes.
I'm saying the people that you say you sack. Are you targeting MPP people or what?
Am I targeting? If you are a public servant and you are politically exposed, why should you continue to be a public servant? Would you think that the army commander, do you think he should still be an army commander under this government?
He's a major general.
A man who have supervised fake soldiers into elections.
He's a major general.
I'm saying that, do you think that he is fit enough to still remain there as an army general?
He's a two-star general.
We will sack him. He will go.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm just telling you that the MPP can go bend the sea. We are yet to do that. We haven't started yet.
So what we are seeing is just the advert.
No, this is just, a shake-off, small shake-off. Yeah.
But proper thing will come.
Yes, proper thing will come. All the ministers who have stolen and believe that, they are making friends with NDC people to be protected, they are lying.
So NPP loyalists, sympathizers, they're the ones you are targeting or what?
NPP who?
NPP loyalists, sympathizers, members.
No. We know that the MPP members themselves are victims today.
Of what?
Of their own government. Go to the grassroots. The parties collapse.
How?
So I'm wondering how they sit in Accra and they are making noise. When Kenoforata was, his house was invaded, did you see anybody from the grassroots supporting Kenoforata?
Justin Kudia will not be happy with you.
Every information we get today is coming from the MPP.
Justin Kudia will not be happy with
Why?
you. That you say his party is collapsed?
Am I saying what he has to do?
He's a general secretary.
No, I told them that they were going to lose. I sat here and told you that the results that will come after the election will shock this country. And it did happen. It happened because the MPP itself unconscionably punished their own party.
92.7.
So from the region to national, few people from the region, they were happy. So the likes of Egbert Febble, the likes of TDC, the likes of President Secretary, what was his name?
Asante Bedeto.
What was their contribution to MPP?
Oh, but he was writing.
They didn't have any contribution.
Appointing people.
They didn't have any contribution into MPP.
But he was working in government.
So some people worked and some people benefited. And when the benefits, look, slave queens have benefited under Akufo-Addo's regime more than the MPP people themselves.
Which slave queen?
If you wonder, I can start mentioning them, but I will not.
Which slave queen?
A lot of slave queens. Slave queens have benefited under MPP, President Akufo-Addo.
You are not being fair to President Akufo-Addo.
Oh.
You are not being fair to him.
Sewa, that lady, Sewa Bruni didn't happen.
I don't know what you're
talking about. It didn't happen.
I don't know what
when your president was in the sky with a slave
Let's talk
queen.
about Tamale Fire, please. Okay. The Tamale Fire.
But you agree now? You now agree?
No, I'm not listening to you. Tamale Fire, what happened at...
Yeah, so I'm just saying that the MPP...
You want to bring me trouble.
The MPP of today, if I was in the MPP, I'd rather go back and begin engagements and apologizing to my party people and saying we are sorry. Apologizing to Ghanaians and admitting that they did some wrongs to us against the people.
But they say that people, their party people did not turn up to vote. That's why you won.
Well, that is the talk that will collapse their party.
How?
You are insulting the conscience of your party people. When they went to Ejisu sharing weed for by-election. We, marijuana.
Who was sharing?
MPP executives.
Who was sharing?
No, you say what?
Who was
I'm saying MPP executives. When they went to Ejisu, their own stronghold, sharing weed for by-election.
I don't believe.
Was it caused by the?
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you this. Let the MPP go to. Let the MPP go to court if they think
there's no evidence to.
There's evidence. The youth who took this weed came to grant an interview. They said that their own party executives brought them weed, marijuana, to vote for them.
But we the vote.
You say what?
We the vote.
They want to get them to smoke. That is the mindset of the MPP.
We cannot independently verify this.
No, but you can disassociate yourself. But I'm saying that I'm responsible for this claim. That there's evidence to suggest that youths of Ejisu came out to say that in the evening before the by-election, MPP national executives brought them marijuana.
Okay. Let's move away from
that. These are the people who think that NDC is responsible for their problems. You were here. The only job policy the MPP brought was NAPCO. Apart from NAPCO, they brought nothing. Before they left power, they couldn't even pay NAPCO beneficiaries. 9 months. Are you not aware? You defrauded even your own people you have employed.
But NAPCO are not NDC, MPP people.
No,
they are NDC people. They
are youth. Look, we are in power today.
Yes.
NDC people benefit. NDC boys and girls who benefit.
Right.
Take it from me. If I have a job, 10 slots of jobs, all right, and you have, 5 NDC people and 5 MPP people, I'll give 8 to NDC people. Their government is in power.
That's what we want to stop.
That is what
we want everybody to have an equal share of the pie.
No, Johnny, if you need anything, I would help you because you're my friend.
No, but we want everybody to have an equal share of the pie.
No, you can't have an equal share when you don't believe in the policies of the government. When your party people think that the only thing they can do for the people of Ghana.
But what you are criticizing Akufo-Addo of doing is the same thing you want to repeat.
I didn't employ my family. My wife is not in government.
Whose wife was in government?
You want us to go? President Akufo-Addo's, his heritage, his wife's family, his brother's wives. Oh, please, I beg you. Do you want us to go through all of this? I'm saying that President Akufo-Addo is a clear example of what should never happen again to our country. A clear example. And when you see the MPP people who believe that in spite of what they have done, the troubles they have created, the suffering Ghanaians have had to bear for 8 years, we should reduce the conversation to politics as usual. So after 50 days of a new government, let us sabotage the government. Let us sabotage everything the government wants to do. The government shouldn't create jobs. The government shouldn't undertake policies. The government should implement nothing so that we equalize. They become like us. It's insane, and that can only be done and imagined by somebody who is evilish.
The research you promised, what form will it take?
What form? The form it took is what you are seeing now. Yesterday, the president had to launch an economic dialogue.
Right.
So a president who believes that I'm new, we are in a mess.
Our country is broke.
So let's,
by the details we saw there,
let's bring the best people we have in the country. Bring your ideas on board. Let's discuss. Let's review the things that we need to do to put our economy back on stage. President Mahama is not saying that I'm building an economic foundation for NDC people, but all Ghanaians. MPP says that let's sabotage it. Something they couldn't do in 8 years. Something they failed to do in 8 years.
It's not necessary.
Because they are hot-headed.
Oh, how?
They don't understand nothing. Look, anybody who was an appointee.
How do you say the MPP people don't understand anything?
Do they understand anything? The people don't even know that they have punished you and I for 8 years. They don't even admit that. They are not guided by wisdom. Because if they are, they will know that you are the source of the pain of the people as we speak. Those who lost their lives, those who lost their businesses, those who have died, those who lost their parents, knew that 8 years' reign of President Akufo-Addo was torture, tyranny, corruption, stealing. Okay? They did that. Now we won election. We are not pursuing them. We are not harassing them. Do you know that when we won election, one day President Mahama called us and he says, hey guys, I need the country to be very quiet, no harassment. I knew that President Mahama was on course to build a nation that will raise everybody up.
He's a father for all.
No, he's not father for all. Who told you so?
He should be father for all.
We are not going to agree for him to be father for all.
But a president is a president for everybody.
No, he's not a father for everybody. He's not a father for crooks and criminals and people who have siphoned state resources.
But you see, the things you are saying, even though I cannot independently verify, and we want to disassociate ourselves, they are very biting. Why do you keep calling people thieves?
I'm not here
crooks?
to praise. I'm here to tell you that before election, a group of people told you that they were sharing one iPad per student. Is that not so?
That's correct.
Did they share it? Was that not defraud? They told you that they were building dams. Did they build the dams? Was money not taken?
Oh, we built some dams.
Where? Show me the dams. That is fraud. Is that not true? If those same people go...
Kumsin said that the money that they gave her,
yes,
this is what she could build the dugouts.
And that was causing financial loss.
Why are you faulting
that? That is causing financial loss. I'm saying that they even told you that they were building factories under what we call
1D1F.
1D1F. Where are the factories?
Oh, you have not seen the factories.
It was a scheme to waive taxes.
So 190 something factories.
It was a scheme to grant tax waivers. Nothing more, nothing else. So if those same group of people will go and parade themselves and they are making noise, whilst our electricity bills are up, water bills are up, and what they are even doing is burning, stores and burning warehouses, burning documents. MPP is responsible for all this burning. I'm telling you.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
No.
Oh yes.
No.
They are responsible.
But if you have this information, have you gone to the police?
Let me tell you, their plan is to destabilize the energy sector.
Have you gone to the police to tell them this information?
They are investigating it. And I'm giving information.
Your boss is a policeman.
Who?
A former policeman.
Yeah,
your boss.
Yeah, no, I'm speaking to you as a deputy general secretary of the party. I have 2 jobs.
So now you are not
I haven't reported to
operations.
The presidency yet.
So now you are talking as deputy
general secretary.
But I'm saying that if you have information as a good citizen, go to the police and go and tell them.
I should.
Who is burning the places? The
MPP wasn't worried that the whole of Netco warehouse got burnt.
No, I'm sure they are worried.
They are worried at where? While they were in press conferences.
Oh no. Man.
And that they didn't know that the manager at Netco is still MPP.
Is MPP?
Yes, President Akufo-Addo's appointees.
I see.
But they didn't know that. They didn't know that all the managers there, from accountant to storekeeper, are former appointees of the former government. They didn't know that. They didn't know that President Mahama have not yet appointed people to the place, and that if there is fire getting to burn transformers and everything we have there, some officer of the previous government is still a manager there. They don't know that.
But there's a natural disaster.
It wasn't natural.
It's an accident.
That fire outbreak is not an accident. I'm telling you.
You think it's
from
deliberate?
The day MPP lost, they've been burning one substation, 1 meter to the one transformer to the other. They've been doing that, burning markets, just so to what? To cause public disaffection against the government.
I don't believe you.
Let us do it business as usual.
I don't believe you.
I'm telling you, that is the whole agenda. The whole plan is to say that because we have failed, President Mahama should fail. But they have forgotten that we have a country that contains people who are less privileged, who are not powerful, who are not politicians, poor people like our families who have to live. They have forgotten. MPP people have forgotten that when there is hardship in the country, it doesn't know political color. They have forgotten that when people cannot feed themselves, it doesn't know political color. Your 8 years regime left us with poverty, devastation. Okay? And so we should come together to build a country. Is it too difficult to do?
That's not hard to do.
So the MPP's agenda now is that let's frustrate the government, let's disorganize the government, let's do everything as possible within our means to create problems so that this government doesn't succeed. But that is funny because they will be resisted. What we will do against the MPP in the coming days will be something that will cause them to lose their base the more.
Or to little.
We will respond to what they are doing. You think we will respond to their misbehavior?
The press conference.
I don't have time for press conferences. There are many ways to kill a cat. You can think you are misbehaving with the console and with cameras, but the reality will affect you on the ground.
The people in parliament, the MPPs in parliament,
yes,
they are strong enough.
They are businessmen. They are businessmen. They are businessmen. In the public, they pretend to be advocating on behalf of their party. No, they are there to make noise to protect those who have stolen, and then also use that as a bargaining chip to get contracts in the government.
Hey.
That is all it is. There's nothing to it.
That's what they are doing.
That is all. Nothing. Because really, it doesn't make sense.
But when we watch TV, we see a different thing. The people advocating for, the rights of people insisting on what has to be done right.
Where?
On TV. We'll watch it. We'll listen
Which one?
to it.
Which one have you watched that made sense to you? The one that you are asking a deputy minister designate to dance?
The Akpi dance. Do you know the Akpi dance?
I'm not an Ewe. And I mustn't know
the Akpi dance.
I'm saying that I'm not an Ewe.
But was it wrong?
Was it necessary? Was it a comedy? Was it a culture center? Was it a culture center? So you see, they must reduce everything to business as usual. They don't have a sense of agency to the problem that we have. They don't understand that people are in the hospitals and they can't get beds. They don't understand that people cannot afford 3 square meals in this country. They don't understand that people are broke and people are poor. They don't understand that people cannot pay their school fees because you sat in government for 8 years and you've stolen everything for yourself.
The youth that besieged your office.
Where?
The young people that besieged the NDC headquarters asking, say, give us jobs and position. What have you done to them?
It's within their right to do so. We have engaged them. And the youth of the NDC have a right to demand for a job. But what it is that...
Are you creating new jobs for them, or you're going to sack people to replace them?
We'll create new jobs. There are places who will replace MPP people and put NDC people there.
How do you know if the person is MPP or NDC?
We know everybody. So if you are MPP and you were busy punishing others for 8 years, be prepared to leave. You can't stay. We will move you. And I'm going to go...
Are they not Ghanaians?
They are Ghanaians. But you are MPP. Your party is in opposition.
Yeah, but the person is a professional.
It doesn't matter. When President Mahama appointed a GRA boss, who was even, I am told, contested for parliamentary election in Mampong, and the KPMG guy.
Right.
Yeah, we told our people to stop because that is the president's authority. The president represents everyone, and he needs experts. He needs people with professional capacity to help us build the nation, particularly in areas of revenue generation and mobilization. You need somebody who has the hands. Look, the whole of GRA is a crime scene.
I don't understand.
Ghana Revenue Authority is a crime scene from the headquarters to the port.
GRA.
The stealing that is ongoing.
That is supposed to be regulating our revenue.
By professionals.
It's a crime scene.
The whole GRA is a crime scene.
I don't understand.
I'm telling you, wait. In the coming days, you will see.
Ghana Revenue Authority.
Yes.
That means the targeted exceeds it is a crime scene.
Yes.
Oh, how?
And so you see, when the youth see these things, they get agitated. When you go to the port and you see the number of companies that under declare goods, my brother. So we are President Mahama would have to deal with all of this. He needs professionals. Beyond that, there are some positions that we all know by convention that, look, when your party leaves, you leave with it for NDC people to come also occupy. So if our youth felt that they were not being given, or stakeholders are not working faster to meet their expectations, they are right to demonstrate or to take some actions. It is our duty as senior officers to engage. And we did so to let them understand that, look, President Mahama, this is the first time in the history of our country within 2 months, a government is around 70% being formed.
Right.
And that for me is commendable. CEOs have been appointed, ministers have been appointed, we are yet to go to boards. The boards must take over for management of companies to be able to take decisions that will create space for other people to be engaged.
Right.
Until then, we need absolute patience. We need to still allow the government to be formed. Yet, whilst we have our expectations that we'll get placements. And my assurance is that, look, we will do everything we can to give NDC people the opportunity. MPP and their government's actions are a lesson note to everybody. MPP and its government, their actions are a clear lesson note.
You are sounding like Emmanuel Kofi-Boa.
No.
Dr. Emmanuel Kofi-Boa in Parliament. He says that the government of the MPP has shown how not to govern a country. That's essentially what you're saying.
An example of what should never be allowed to happen to this country again.
But they had the men.
Who?
They delivered.
Casino boys and girls led by a station master.
What was that?
MPP appointees
they
are
what?
casino boys and girls,
Led by,
supervised and led by a station master who himself is a beneficiary of the casino games.
Charlie.
That is a clear definition of President Akufo-Addo
Mustafa
and his 8 years regime.
Mustafa,
Yes.
slow down.
Look,
Be calming down.
yeah, I'm coming down.
You are describing the former president as a casino
His
headmaster
regime, his appointees
with his
were
appointees.
casino boys and girls. Look, they only smile when they see money. No virtue meant anything to them. Nothing. I'm sitting here. Let anybody bring you an evidence that I'm corrupt. I'm not corrupt. You know, you don't steal from government. You eat and go. You get what I mean?
I get you.
I've been appointed, and by privilege, you know, I feel excited because from a poor family to even if I'm the watchman at Jubilee House, for me, it's a history to my family.
Right.
You know, because we didn't have any foundation. So I intend to serve and serve well, and the NDC people knows me for that. My office, I'm finishing it myself. I don't need state resources to do that. I use my own vehicle. I don't have a bodyguard. Because when I saw recently President Mahama's convoy going home, there's no need for any appointee to be opulent and take things for granted.
There was a modest
2 cars
going home.
going home. President John Dramani Mahama. But President Akufo-Addo even had a car dedicated for his chair.
Oh, relax.
8 years.
Oh, relax.
So these kind of people have parading and making noise. And the nation should take them serious. Their party will collapse by their own actions.
But why are you wishing them evil? That the MPP, the party will collapse? What's that?
President Akufo-Addo had...
If the MPP is not in the political landscape, you will not be happy.
I will be... It is not about the MPP. It's about the current crop of people leading the MPP. I think that the people of wisdom, gravitas, experience, knowledge have been sidestepped by...
Oh, but the people who are destined
by noise makers.
Justin Kudia Frimpong, Nana E.
We come to see another hypocrisy of the MPP is that let's blame national executives for the defeat. When appointees were stealing, did you see national executives?
They were stealing what?
Money.
Mustafa.
When appointees of the President Akufo-Addo's regime were being arrogant, disrespectful to everyone, celebration of money and stealing, defraud of this country, they were excited when a Ghanaian was punished. When Kenoforiata was misbehaving, you had people who were supporting it. They think that they should circumvent and blame their party executive. Number 2, today, they have rented people to say that President Mahama is appointing Northerners and Voltarians. Where should he bring the appointees from? Is the chief of staff not Anakan?
Well, she is.
Is the vice president not Anakan?
She is.
Is Sami Jemfi not Anakan?
He is.
I can mention. If Kofi Boa not Anakan?
They are.
So when you have people who believe that they must spin a certain evil agenda to distract a government, you can only see them for themselves. And I want the nation to know that the MPP of today constitute pestilence and distractions. They are not they are not living to the expectation of a political party. A political party that have lost its base to what they got in 2024 December should be mindful of their language, their actions, should be sensitive to the public, should understand that your government even defrauded COVID victims.
Anyway.
When you go to Kwalebu here, they told you they have fixed the ICU unit. Is that not correct? Go and check. So even people who are sick and they are in the hospitals were not spared. Our own mothers, pensioners who have served this country, were not spared. They trusted government. gave their money to government. Government defrauded them.
But you know one thing, Mustafa.
Were they not defrauded? If you put your money in the bank, and there was an agreement that anytime you needed your money, the bank will give it back to you. And you gave it to a state, only for the state to come and tell that the money cannot be given to you, but we need some more years, not less than 20 years to pay you back. It's insane. This was committed by the MPP, led by President Akufo-Addo, with all these noise makers around our country today. They were here when all this happened.
What's happening to your friend Dennis Abuaji?
Which one?
Dennis Miracles Abuaji.
I don't know where he is. He was used. Today they are talking about Hajj.
He's a big man.
He's a big man, yes, but he was used. He's a young man, a big man, but he was used. He's a communicator. But the real perpetrators of the evil are there. The evidence is there for us to see. They are talking about Hajj.
Hajj village, yeah.
You know, 50 years, President Mahama said, 50 days, President Mahama said, look, the fare for Hajj is too expensive. Let's reduce it. And he did so. He hasn't taken loans. He hasn't taken, what do they call the Momo? What do they call it?
E-levy.
E-levy. He hasn't taken COVID levy, which Nanado gave to a Nigerian.
But you say you
and they
cancel
benefited.
all those ones.
No, I'm just saying that they gave it to a Nigerian, Bennett. If you were at the airport, you pay a levy and it went to a Nigerian. And only about 20% of the money came back to government. 80% went into their pocket. President Mahama hasn't taken that. He says, let's reduce it. He had done that. The Hajj village there is funded by private individuals. I know who is funding this project, and I won't say it outside.
That's how National Cathedral started. Akufo-Addo said, look, it's going to be private and we will not take state.
National Cathedral didn't start the same way. The Hajj village is not President Mahama's dream. President Akufo-Addo's National Cathedral was his encounter with God, yet they took money from state coffers and chopped same. You can't compare the scandal of National Cathedral to anything. I haven't seen it around the world.
Okay. Mustafa, we have to go. What do you leave us with? The things that you have said here this morning, and my head is even earthquaking.
Are they not true?
I'm saying that
what I'm leaving you
independently verify some of them. But
when President Mahama spoke last week, in as much as I am an officer of the government and the NDC, I was excited because the hopes of Ghanaians came alive again. At least they are confident that the government in power at least will not aggressively infiltrate the public purse as we have experienced in the last 8 years.
Right.
Farmers were very excited because the issue of agri-service centers where tractors are going to be sent to agri constituencies or districts for farmers to assess is no longer a political promise, but something that is going to be what? Really executed to the benefit of Ghanaians. If you look at the educational reforms so far, Johnny, I think you are excited yourself. If you look at the reforms, PTA is coming back.
And I'm happy for that.
We are reviewing and overhauling the standard of our education. What produces our graduates in future is no longer something that was for political engineering, but it is back to a base where knowledge is built. So for me, President Mahama gives me hope. Number two, all ministers and agencies must immediately undertake a review, investigation of their entities and expose same, because the rots they're stealing must be exposed. We know of these things.
Are you going to maintain any MPP person at a CEO place or managing director?
No, not at all.
Even if they are doing a good job?
Not at all.
Why not?
You will be sacked. No.
Continue.
What is a good job? What did you contribute in the 8 years to stop the hardship we are in today as an appointee?
Yeah, but if
such that you should be allowed. They should not be. Look, no MPP appointee should be made to come close to governance of this country. The breed of people who have led the MPP in 8 years, Senator Johnny, They should never be allowed to come close to taxpayers' money because they lack conscience, they don't fear God. What motivates them is money and class living.
3FM,
they don't care about the poor. All it takes is for them to be themselves, and everybody else must die.
Mustafa Bande.
We shouldn't allow this breed of people to concoct stories, lie and believe that we must reduce the national agenda, the reconstruction of our country to business as usual. They won't get us. They won't get President Mahama. And I'm saying that in the coming days, they will feel the impact of their boisterous nature, their vociferousness that doesn't make sense. Will meet at the grassroots where we are exposing their corruption deals, what each of them have done in Accra. We are telling their chiefs, we are telling their community leaders what they have done to this country in Accra. They will get to know what that will be. That will be for
Mustafa Bande is Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. He's also Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency. He joined us here. He's made some very, 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 very deep talks,
3FM,
which we cannot independently verify at this point. But Mustafa, do you like gobe, right?
I like what?
Gobe.
What is gobe?
Beans.
Yeah, that's where we grew from. It was a life saving.
You grew up in Gobe?
In the village. In a poor home.
Gobelisis.
That is why I am I'm totally dismissive of corrupt behaviors.
So we have a Gobe festival on the 22nd of March.
Okay.
This month.
I'll come.
Yeah, you should show your face.
I'll come with my friends. Where are we doing it?
Come and eat Gobe, Legon.
It will be refreshing.
Legon City Mall. Yeah.
It will be refreshing.
Last year was a banger. Professor Kobe Mensah says he will be there with his
I
team.
will be there too.
You should come and eat Gobe. Come and let me host you.
You know, if you ever been to the secondary school and you had to grow from a poor home, you come to.
You don't miss dining.
No. If you miss Gobe, it means that
you're endangering your life.
You don't have any foundation.
So we'll have some small ayikpele too.
Oh wow!
Yes, so
that would be lovely.
So 22nd, let's make a date.
I'll invite the MPP people. My friend Nana B.
Yeah, Nana B.
I don't see him again apart from his after his that press conference that didn't fly.
Relax.
The one that he was defending Kenofurata.
Relax.
I'll invite him and then my senior brother, Justin Kodia.
Justin Kodia,
General Secretary of the MPP.
Don't worry, they will come.
It's not easy to be in opposition, but they should come and let's
must you rub it in at every opportunity.
But they've lost. Their party have lost abysmal.
Mustafa, please.
Ghanaians have shown them pepper.
Good morning to you.
Sumogoke moshi, teja no kwale ni kashifa. Sumogoke moshi, teja no kwale ni damoshida. Sumoheko ni ona, epe kantomaya.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM.
New Cockageta Friday. Biko onyoya afganyungon biji wofe Biko yabojuba noni bakunale yeshose Sumo boke moshi Eji anukwale ni kashifa Sumo boke moshi Eji anukwale ni damoshida Sumo boke moshi Eji anukwale ni kashifa Sumo boke moshi Eji anukwale ni damoshida
FM 92.7.
Beko kroye kumasi noko kejeta karade yagbe krobo dumasi
Biko onyoya
atani wabiji wafe
Biko Jogana
godaye ishose.
Sumogbo.
Do you know what it means, Sumogbo Kemoshi?
You haven't taught me yet.
Sumo is love.
Oh,
Bo is a love doesn't die completely.
that's true.
There's always the embers, gentia. You
That's
understand?
true.
It comes back.
And your name can testify.
Yeah, and your name has no love. Charlie, but it's been a good morning. We're good.